I'm in progress of doing the Wagoneer brakes. I want to give some beginner tips here. So you think you're going to watch a YouTube video and you're watching the right guy do the brake job, and you don't have all the tools, but you want to do it because you don't want to go to the dealership and you don't want to hear that it's $2,000 for brake pads and rotors all the way around with a brake fluid flush. You're just not hearing it. So you're going to order the parts wherever you can. You're going to hope that they're the right ones or they're the right quality parts. There's a lot of maybes to that. So if it's in your budget, I always advise OEM. Most people don't want to spend that kind of money. There are aftermarket parts that are very good to put on your car. And I'm not going to say that you should get them from AutoZone or Advanced or Rock Auto or something like that. Figure it out, and the best of luck to you. So what tools are you going to need? Well, if you're doing a 2022 Jeep Wagoneer, you're going to need quite a bit of tools. So I'm going to break it down to you. The rear brake bracket bolts, okay? There, that's 21 millimeter for those bolts that hold the bracket to the knuckle in the back, okay? And then the next socket would be the caliper pin bolts, all right? That is a 12 millimeter. You're going to need an impact driver to get the nut out, and let me show you what that looks like. You're going to need some type of impact driver or it's going to make your life miserable. And you're going to need a Torx T30, okay? This is what a Torx looks like, T30. And then this is what the bolt looks like that holds the rotor in, and I will be putting it back on this vehicle. Then you're going to need a scan tool or put the vehicle in brake maintenance mode. Whole nother level to doing brakes.
How you doing?
Good.
Can I place them right here for you?
You can just stick them right on the ground.
Okay.
Thank you. You're going to need some type of power tool. You're going to need some type of ratchet, preferably 3/8 drive or 1/2 drive, ratchet wrench or some wrenches. I'm going to tell you the 21 millimeter bolt, you're going to need some leverage, so a 1/2 drive ratchet's really going to help, or a corded 1/2 drive power tool. You're going to need to put the vehicle in maintenance mode, or you're going to need to buy a scan tool that can put the vehicle in maintenance mode, or you're going to have to do it manually like I'm doing it here with a power probe and a jump box. Power probe that throws voltage and a jump box. You can't just go back here and say, hey, I'm going to shove all this stuff in here and make it work. Not going to happen. Disconnect the parking brake power plug before you even take this all apart. And then you're going to start the procedure of one, either you have the tool or it's in maintenance mode or whatever you got to get the motor to go backwards, and then softly push this in without destroying it. Okay, and then I want you to, once you get the pads out, I want you to lay them in the specific spot that you took them out. So you can see the indentation from the inboard brake pad against the caliper. Not every manufacturer is going to be the same. Who knows what you're buying today? So make sure you put the brake pads in exactly the way that they came out with your new ones. This is the outboard. You can see the clamp, the fork style or clamp. This is OEM, and it looks like you could put these either way from OEM. But lay them out like this so you know what you're doing. A lot of even mechanics that have been in the business, mistakes I see constantly is they put the pads on the wrong way. All the time, constantly. I do tons of videos about this. Do not pad slap rotors that look like this. You're wasting your time. Throw these in the trash and start over. You're going to need some type of lubricant. You know, you want to make sure your slider pins slide. You can see this one's apart and there's still plenty of grease on there from the factory. You want to wire brush the hardware. You don't have to lubricate the hardware. I always put a dab of grease on the brake pad ears where they slide on the hardware. Just a dab, nothing crazy. This was already rusted on at 40,000 miles, and this was a biatch to get off. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease right here, and I had to hit this a few times really hard with this hammer. So if you have the bigger hammer, the bigger the hammer, the better. So that's the back brakes. Onto the front, it's the same 21 millimeter for the bracket bolts. 21 millimeter. I'm going to advise to all you novice guys out there to put Loctite on here. The OEM had Loctite on here. They had red. All right, so that red color stain you're seeing right there, zoom, baby, zoom. Right there on that thread, red is Loctite. They did it for a reason, so should you. So Loctite these bolts. Even the slider pin bolts, you want to Loctite temp. This is the front one is a 16 millimeter. So that's the slider pin bolts, a 16 millimeter, 21 millimeter here. Same pin here, pound them out, make sure you set the brake pads. See how it looks like a pair of boobies there? All right, nipples are a little low. It doesn't matter to me. High, low, to the left, right, doesn't make a difference. And then this brake pad. So, like I said, Ford brake pads don't appear that you can mix them up. Aftermarket ones are not the same as OEM, so be careful. Same thing here. This rotor fit very tight against this hub. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on there. And the same thing, wire brush the hardware. You can see here where the brake pads sit with lack of lubrication. Believe it or not, they will stick because there's no lubrication there, and this isn't a brand new car anymore. All right, so you can, the brake pads will tell you where they're contacting by the rust. All right, basic overview of what to do with a Wagoneer brake job. Should you flush the fluid, the brake fluid on this car? Absolutely, 40,000 miles. It should have been 10,000 miles ago. And then how you do the front, okay? You could open the bleeders and push it back, or you could take the cap off the master cylinder and push it back. A lot of ways you can do this. I don't get too fancy with these cars. And then you're gonna need some type of tool to push them back. C-clamp, channel locks, a brake tool, and I use the old brake pad for dual pistons or even single pistons. And you're gonna push these all the way back. Hope this helps some novice guy out there do their brake job and do it as best that they can. This isn't a 100% tutorial on how to do your brake job. This is just to cover some of the basics to do this brake job. You also need some brake clean to clean your new rotors to get any of the grease and anti-rust inhibitors off of those brake rotors so that it doesn't ruin your brake job. Thanks for watching.